Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. We are back here in Stavanger, Norway to continue our 2023 Christmas tour. Today we're heading from here back southeastward down to Denmark. In fact, we're heading down to Copenhagen. Should be a good flight, about 1 hour flying time once we're off the ground. And it's looking a little bit busy. We do have ATC up once we're up in the air as we head inwards towards Copenhagen. So we should pick them up en route. So let's jump on board and we will get the aircraft up and ready to go. As per usual, we are cold and dark here in the PMDG 737-800. So we're going to come up and start getting her up and ready to go. So parking brakes are confirmed on. We'll pop up top, get the flashlight on. There we go. Battery is now on. Standby power is confirmed in auto. Emergency exit lights are armed. And we are good there. We'll lean back. We'll get the dome lights on. Kill the flashlight. And we'll also turn up our panel lights. Elrods, you changed your name again. Oh, that's not being confusing at all. No. So we get the panel lights up on both sides. Also going to turn up the backgrounds a notch. And there we go. We can come down now to our ground support. We'll get the ground power unit connected. And we'll wait for that light to come on. Hey, Gigliotis! How are you doing today? Hope you're well. Ground power is connected. We can turn on the ground power. And we are now up and running. We'll come down. We'll get the outside position lights on steady so they can see that we are powered up. And I think that should be good. All the way up top, we'll get the navs and IRSs aligning. And there we go. They are coming up. And we can begin loading.
Boarding requested.
Alright, so boarding is starting, and we're going through that whole process. So back up to the overhead panel, passenger signs can now come on. Electric hydraulic pump 1 and 2 are on. Yaw damper is on. Window heat on both sides are going to come on. We'll get the left aft fuel pump up. We're going to get the APU going. It is currently, get rid of this, -4 degrees and clear here in Stavanger. No wind.
Do you want to board crew?
Which is very nice.
Passengers boarding starting.
Alright, so APU we're going to turn on now. Wait for the low oil pressure and then we will start it up. There we go. And we'll get the APU up and going. Start getting some heat into the back of the aircraft for all the passengers coming in. Hey, Kevin. ENLE Tower. That's an oil rig. What? What are you talking about, Kevin? Sorry, I just reading your Discord. Not sure what exactly you're referring to there, but that's fine. Alright, so APU is coming down. And once she stabilizes, we'll turn on the generators and get the air moving in the back. Let you guys warm up. Alright, generators are available. So APU generators left and right are now both on. Turn on the bleeds, packs can come on, and isolation valve is confirmed open. Alright, so we're going to pop back down here. Let's get over here to our electronic flight bag. Here comes the peoples. Ignore them floating. But it's all good. So there's our flight plan going in. As you can see, we're going to be coming down across the water over Denmark and then down to the island where Copenhagen is. Switch over to the nicer map. There we go. And we will pop down now. And we can start entering all our information into the FMS or FMC. Look on Vats by down to the south middle of the ocean. Yeah, oh, sorry, offshore heli deck. Yeah, I don't think I'd get this thing in on that, but it's got a tower up. Wow, that's interesting. I guess they're waiting for or hoping for some business. All right, let's get into position and initialization. It is the 6th of December, so we are going to select the left GPS or the captain's GPS. Even numbers I go captains, odd numbers I go first officers. So that is now in, and we can come over to our route. So we're going to request our flight plan. Echo November Zulu Victor to Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel, Stavanger to Copenhagen. That is looking all good. We're going to set our payload. We're going to set our fuel. That is all set, and we are going to select this route, and we're waiting for it to come in.
Hello. Thank you.
There she is, and we'll load it up. It does take a second or two. And there we go. Activate, execute, and the route is in. It's basically 3 direct to waypoints, but with a SID and a star attached at either end, which brings us to our departure. So today with the wind 0, they were slightly favoring runway 18. They've now dropped to 0. We're going to keep with runway 18. So we're going to be doing the 18 departure, and we're going up on the big K1 Gulf. And we'll execute that. And we are currently planning let me just check and see what ATIS is saying. Oh, Copenhagen's busy tonight. Arrival ATIS. Looks like you're in. Okay. So the Copenhagen arrival information, Kilo, expect ILS approach, runway use for landing is 04 left. That's what we have planned. Expect Alpha stars. 3 Alpha, that is what I have. Okay, so we're going to be going on in on, English good, in on the ILS for 04 left. And we're going to be doing the TESPA 3 Alpha. Test 3 Alpha, and we are going to transition. Just have to get myself over there. Just looking at the runway. We're not going to transition at CAS. The CAS is the VOR on the field. So we'll leave our transitions clear, and we will execute that. So if we come to our legs, there's our departure. We're going to head straight out. As we come in, there's test B, the entry point into the arrival. Down, this is a, not an arc, but it's a bunch of turns we're going to be doing. As we come in, we go over here to Epoch, then we're going to be vectored, and there is our arrival information. Of course, we'll be vectored and given altitudes and all that stuff as we come in. So we're going to leave that the way it is there. So over to our performance, we'll get our data out from operations as well. Alright, so they've sent us the information. We'll load it in. There it is there. 128.8 is our gross weight. Planned fuel 14.7. Just pull up my flight plan. 14.7 is pretty good. A 0 fuel weight cost index. Today's flight we are going up to 370, so we'll change that in a second. Transition altitude of 7,000 feet is good. We'll execute, and then we're going to change to 370 in our cruise flight. There we go. Over to our N1 limits, and we can go into our calculator. So let me grab my takeoff weight, and we'll pop over. Alright, so we are at Echo November Zulu Victor. Winds are calm. So we'll go 180 at 0, and the barrel was... Did I put it into the chat? I don't think I did. 1021 is the barrel currently. That doesn't work if I use the wrong keyboard. Alright, so 1021 is the barrel. Now we'll enter that in, and our takeoff weight, we're going to come over here, set that to pounds, just so it's easier. And let me grab that again. For 128,289 pounds. And runway is going to be runway 18. Then we'll set. So it is going to be a cell temperature of 41 degrees. We're going to be doing at 24K D rate. And for our takeoff information, it will be a flaps 1. Center of gravity is good. Trim set runway. We'll come over here to our winds 180 at 0 and pop back over. Remaining will be 1,100 feet, and that gives us a 135, 136, 144, and a 144. So that's now set, and we are good with our performance information there. All right, with that done, we can come in and, yeah, I know. With that done, we can come in and do our clearance. Well, there's no clearance to get. We have no ATC currently on in the area here. Kevin said he was in. Oh, there he is. Right beside us. Now, he mentioned de-ice. I'm not seeing a dedicated de-icing area here, so it's probably going to have to be on stand. We'll see what happens there. So we'll take our clearance as given. We're going to come down here and set 2,000 on the squawk. Altimeters of 1021 is set on both sides. Transponder is set. Fueling, loading, and boarding is complete. So we'll do our test, first flight of the day, even though it is a late day flight. There's our stick shakers, Mach speed warning. We'll do our in-op test. Caution and recall is done. Lights are good. We'll do our fire test. Master caution, fire warning, recall, lights are all up, and everything is looking good. Overheat detected, and we will do our systems test.
Glide slope. Pull up.
So while this is going on, we'll confirm our takeoff data. 135, 136, 140. 4. Cruise altitude is going to be 37,000 feet. 37,000 feet is set. Airport elevation is 29 feet, so we'll set that to 50. Pressurizations are looking good. MCP will go 144 plus 20, so that gives us 164 on our initial climb speed. And that is set. Runway heading is 177, so we got that dialed in. And our initial climb, we're going to climb right to flight level 370. We'll see when we finally contact ATC if they correct or change that, but we'll set that up anyway. So we're good there. Flight directors will come on both sides. Radios, we can come down now. We're going to go 122.8 on COM 1. And we can go to 121.5 on COM 2. Just dialing that down. So if you're watching and you don't know what we're doing, we are doing our 15 flight Christmas series, and we will be drawing basically a Christmas tree in the skies over Northern Europe. So it should be very. The cabin seems to be ready, so we're going to come up now. Anti-collision light will come on.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find
we are on the
GPU
or the APU generators, so we can release the ground. So we're going to release the ground power, and wheel chocks will be pulled. And we are just about ready for pushback. So with them removed, we can bring Roger over to the legs page, and we can get ready for our pushback. We'll go with icing, or de-icing.
The icing vehicles are coming now.
So jetway is being pulled. Here's the de-icing.
But we ask that once you depart from the gate, you put away any laptops.
And we'll get them to de-ice here at the stand. As I mentioned, I checked the charts. There doesn't seem to be a de-icing pad here, so we'll just have them do the de-ice before we do engine start and push back. Not sure why that door's still open. Let's go back here. FS action, doors.
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment.
Alright, confirming aircraft ready for treatment. We'll make sure that door is closed and we'll start. 75% is fine.
We begin treatment now and observe. Fluid type 1. Concentration at 75%. I will call you back when ready.
Be really nice if this stuff stayed on the aircraft. As you see, if you've ever been de-iced in an airliner, that is noisy, so we're going to come back into the cockpit. So while we're doing that, let's take a look at our route as we are going to be heading out. So we're going to leave Stavanger, which is located up here on the coast. Flying to the south, we're going to pick up our departure down to Bivki along the southern tip of Norway. Then we're going to come across the entry into the Baltic Sea here, down across the northern part of Denmark towards Tespi, which is the entry point into our arrival. Then we're going to come out over the island where Copenhagen is located, which is right here, do the arrival, and then we'll probably be vectored around for the approach and landing into Copenhagen. Once we land, see if I can get this a little bit easier to access. Once we land here on 04 left, we'll be landing and then coming across. We'll be crossing over the other runway here, and we're going to be aiming to park somewhere up here, either the B or the C gates.
And the icing code is flute type.
But we'll have to see what they give us when we get there. It is busy there.
Good day.
So that is the plan for our flight. So we are de-iced, and we'll get the pushback guys over to get that hooked up and get going. We've got 30 minutes to
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and
to get
brakes
up
are set.
and off the ground. So there's two types of fluid that they use. The first type is the removal fluid,
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
which is generally a heated fluid, and what it does is it's used to remove snow and ice. They spray it on. Any snow on the wings, any ice buildup is melted off and cleared off and all that stuff. The second fluid they have is to prevent icing, and that's the one with like the 30-minute time limit, and it gets sprayed on. It's that orange stuff that you see a lot of the time, and once that's on, it prevents ice, especially if it's snowing and stuff out, from coming down and forming on the lifting surfaces. That's the main concern. So they'll spray the snow removal all over the aircraft to get the snow off, but the lifting surfaces are what get sprayed with
Locking gear.
the anti-ice stuff. So we're on frequency, so let's do a radio check. Stavanger Terminal Skyways 5556 radio check. 5x5 as well.
Thank you.
Alright, Kevin's up. So there's our lift. So we have no fuel in the center tank, so we're not going to need to turn on the center tank fuel pumps. We're going to go nose right, tail left, because we want to face north.
Release parking brakes, please.
Stavanger area traffic, Skyways 5556, gate 17, push and start facing north. Alright, so there is
Parking push, please. Due to
brakes
icing
released.
conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
There's the fuel pumps are all on. While we push back, we'll set ourselves up here. I like to go 10 traffic data terrain, and on Roger's side he goes center traffic and
the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration.
40-mile bubble.
When the seatbelt light is on,
Gives
please
us
make sure that
a
your seatbelt
nice
is fastened
view
low
of
and tight
traffic
across
around
your
us.
lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt,
What I'm
lift
also
the
going
upper
to do
portion of the
quickly,
buckle.
since it looks like it'll still
In
be
the event that
04
the
left when we
seatbelt light
get
is
there.
not on, we
So I'm going to
suggest
come into our
that you
fixed
keep your seatbelt
page, and it's going to
fastened
be
in case of unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft.
EKCH.
Please take a few moments now to locate your
I'm going to
nearest
put
exit.
in a
In some
10-mile
cases, your nearest
radius,
exit may be behind you. If we
a
need to evacuate the aircraft,
4-mile
lower level lighting
radius,
will guide you towards the exit.
and
In the
on
event that
the
cabin
reciprocal
loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop
for
right in front of you.
04,
Start the flow of
it's
oxygen, pull the mask towards you.
217.
Place it firmly over your
I'm going to
nose
put
and
in
mouth
an
and
extended
secure the
runway
elastic
center
band behind
line
the head. Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally. Although the bag
at
does
our
not weigh,
destination.
oxygen is
There we
flowing
go.
through the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the
And
unlikely
let's get
event
our
of a
takeoff
water landing,
information
a life
back up.
vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head.
Should give
Wrap
us
the
stop
straps around your
instructions
waist
in
and
any
buckle
second.
on
Oh,
your
there we
seat.
are.
Hold the strap to tighten.
So
Replace
parking
the
brakes
vest
are
firmly on
set.
the red cord
You can now
only
come
when
up.
exiting the aircraft.
Packs are going off for
If your
engine
life vest
start.
does not inflate
Starter is set
automatically, blow into
to
the mouthpieces
both,
for manual insertion.
starting engine number
Each
2.
vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary,
Start
the
valve is
cushion
open.
can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Once again, all devices must be
okay.
in airplane mode.
So you
and
shouldn't
your
be too far
larger
behind. That's
devices
good.
must be turned off and
Here's
secured at
1.2.
the
We'll
time.
add fuel.
Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened in seat backs and tray tables are in
Engine
their full
starting.
upright position. We remind you that this is
Oh, looks like Kevin's hooked up to the top. I haven't seen that happen for a little while. I thought they'd kind of corrected that behavior. That's the GSX positional information being wrong when it hooks up. Alright, waiting for starter cutout at 19%. There she is, starting engine number 1. And there we go, adding fuel. There we go, put our end of our flight number in there. It's a nice little thing to have. Unfortunately, it doesn't do 4-digit flight numbers, which a lot of them are. So it looks like the first ATC we're going to pick up is actually Sweden. Polaris Control. So we're going to... not sure which one it is. I think it's Center. Oh, they're all both on the same channel. So 118875. 118 and then 875. So that'll probably be the first one that'll ding us. So, oops, there we go. Alright, so we got good engine start on both sides. We'll let them know.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Engine start checklist. So generators 1 and 2, cockpits ready, are on and running. Engine 1 and 2 start switches will go to continuous. Probe heats are now on. Wing and engine anti-ice, it's clear. We don't need to put them on. Engine bleeds for engines 1 and 2 are now on. Packs 1 and 2 are left and right to auto. Recirculation fans left and right to auto. Isolation valve set to auto. APU bleed is off. APU will come off. Down we go. Flaps 1. Elevator trim we want 4.8. We're at 4, so just below 5 is good. Flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral. Engines are good. We'll get that information up onto the main screen. VNAV and LNAV are selected. Auto throttles on. Warning recall is clear. Taxi lights will come on. We'll get the logo lights on as well. Auto brake, RTO. Stavanger area traffic, Skyways 5556. Taxiing runway 18 via Romeo Golf, holding short, Golf 1. Should be able to make Golf. It's right there beside us. We'll pop up to the overhead, kill the dome light. Yeah, let's just do a hard turn here. It would have been nice if they'd pushed us back slightly further so we could get out of here at Romeo, but is what it is. Alright, so we're coming around the corner here. See our taxi line.
Please note the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there is a reading light on the panel above you.
No inbound traffic in sight. We're going to turn off lights on just for a little bit of extra illumination. And we're going to head all the way down to Gulf 1. So our next stream on this series will be on Friday. We'll be streaming one Friday night and one on Saturday. Friday again we'll be back at 1930 Zulu, and Saturdays will be at 1400 Zulu. So we're going to be off tomorrow, Thursday, my non-streaming day. All right, we're coming up for Gulf 1. So again, the whole purpose, not only just the Christmas celebration and something different, is we're drawing a Christmas tree in the sky over Europe, given our track on the various legs, and I will post the end result up on the Discord so that we can see it. Alright, here's the Cat 2 stop line. We're not worried about them running Cat 2 operations here today. The sky is clear, so we'll come up to the regular stop line. Alright, brakes are set. So, fuel flow reset. Take a look, make sure the engines are using fuel at the same rate. They are. V-speeds are checked. 135, 136. 144. MCP is set 164, 177, flight level 370. Nav data is confirmed. Radios are set. So position lights will go to strobe and steady. Taxi light will come off. Turn off lights are on. Landing lights are on. Transponder is now TARA. Traffic is selected both sides. Confirm. Traffic is selected on both sides. Runway is identified. There's runway 18 and clock once we get out on the on the runway. Stavanger area traffic, Skyways 5556, taking position runway 18. Alright, let's get out. Again, it's not too bad here. It's only minus 4 degrees. I think when we landed in Rankin Inlet on the last of the Canada tour before we took the break was minus 22. And we're just heading north from there when we restart that series, so that could be interesting. It's going to get pretty cold up in the Canadian north. Here's the airport and the runway. Get ourselves all nicely aligned. There we go. You can see Kevin's lights flashing down there. Alright, we are ready to go. Runway is identified. Clock is running. No, that one. Clock is running. Engines to 40%. Stavanger area traffic, Skyways 5556, rolling runway 18 on the Bivkey 1 Golf departure. Alright, brakes released. Takeoff power is set.
Airspeed alive.
Check.
8 knots.
Check.
visibility. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Just flying the flight director at the moment. And Command A is on, LNAV, VNAV, and N1 speed. That's acceleration altitude, nose is coming down. 3,000 feet. No restrictions on this departure. There's the town of Stavanger. We're through flap retraction speed, so flaps up. So autopilot is on, auto brakes are off, gear lever is off, engine start switches are off, runway turn-off lights are off, flaps are retracted, cabin is pressurizing normally, logo light will come off. It's through 5,000 feet. Think like KMA. Hello. Welcome to the chat. $6,000.
Stavanger 18. We are dispatching immediately on the big cool one in Quebec direction. On the big one Quebec direction.
It's 8,000 feet. It's 9,000, that's transition, so we'll go over to standard pressure. There's our turn towards our exit point, 30 miles away at Bivki. 10,000 feet, so landing lights will come off. We're all looking good there. And we can pop off the seatbelts as well. It's fairly calm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in case of unexpected turbulence.
Alright, so we're at our high altitude climb speed of 286 knots. We're climbing at 3,300 feet per minute. We're heading down the coastline, as you can see here. And we're going to pop out and over, and we're going to be entering in the Polaris airspace. No, Polaris just went offline. So it looks like our next one will be Copenhagen control 136485. So let's dial that in. 136485. 36. Damn you, Boeing, put real push button radios in. Let's just double check. 136-485. There we go. So we are in if need be. Let's see who else we've still got online. We've still got Copenhagen Approach is still up, and it looks like Copenhagen Tower is still up, and they're still busy. Let's check the board. 16 departures, 23 arrivals on the board. So they're going to be busy for a little while. Flight time for today's flight is scheduled. I think it's 56 minutes. So it is not going to be that long of a flight tonight, which is fair. We are just flying around Northern Europe, which is not, in the overall scheme of things, a large space. We can zoom out a little bit further now. It's 160 miles. And there you can see, right at 160 we have our top of descent, so we don't have that far to go once we're up in our up to climb. It's about an 80-mile cruise, and then you can see all the waypoints for our approaches and everything like that. So it's going to be very busy airspace coming up with waypoints and stuff, but we will be fine. Not seeing any northern lights tonight. We may be too far south. They are northern lights after all. And Kevin is up. He is currently around 8,000 or 9,000 feet and climbing. So Sim Update 14 came out, updated it earlier today, and or was it last night? Can't remember. But looking like they did some updates to the snow and ice and snow-covered ground and everything. So it's going to be very interesting to see what it looks like up in these northern places with all the snow cover. How she's looking. Of course, I'm also running Rex Seasons Advance, so it's changing some of the terrain and definitely the foliage into more wintry, so it should look very good as well. Look outside, not much to see. It's just very dark. You can see we're coming down the southern coast of Norway now. And there's the entry into the Baltic Sea. It's 25,000 feet. We got 12,000 to go. So we have been into Copenhagen before. It's been a while. Should be an interesting flight and landing. So as we're climbing up, and before we start having to talk to ATC and getting involved in all that, if you're watching and you want to help the channel, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, all you got to do is push a button. But it helps the channel. It helps us get a little bit more exposure, get out to more people, and do what we do. We do enjoy the community for flight simming. If you're an experienced simmer or if you're brand new to it, welcome. And we're always looking for more people to come and join the community. And all my flights that we do here on the live streams are community flights. Kevin's flying with us today. We had Brian flying with us on the last one as well. And you're more than welcome to come along and fly. If you come to our Discord, links are in the description, you can join in and fly along with us. All the detailed information about what, when, and where we are flying is posted on the Discord. And if you have questions about the sim, about flying, about the aircraft, where we're flying, you can always ask in the chat or come over to the Discord and ask there. We got lots of knowledgeable people that are willing to help and get people excited about flight simming. It's always a great thing to do. We also look forward to having you give a thumbs up, sharing it out, or whatever else you want to do to help support us. If you really want to help support the channel, a lot of the airports we fly into is custom scenery. Some of the aircraft are third-party custom. If you want to help support us with that, and will support me with that, with getting different things in aircraft and seeing how they fly and stuff, you can always consider joining the channel. You know, for roughly the cost of a cup of coffee a month, it would help bring more aircraft and more airports and stuff to the channel, and help us showcase them and where we fly. And we do fly around the world. We're looking at several new things coming up in the new year. Different types of flights, different series that will take us all over the place. Most recently we were flying down through Western Africa. We've flown through Asia. We've done a couple of around the world trips in different aircraft. So we're always here, there, and everywhere. So if you want to come and join in, do feel free to do so. And if you are watching and you haven't said hi in the chat, please consider doing it. It's always nice to talk to fellow flight sim enthusiasts, or even if you're a real pilot, hey, it's always good to talk to you as well. And because it is the Christmas season, the Christmas menu is available through the galley and the drinks cart, so feel free to avail yourself of that as well. On some of the longer flights, when we have longer flights and we don't have ATC to worry about, we'll also have some in-flight entertainment up and going. But on these shorter ones, it's almost not worth doing it, because once we get up into cruise and do it, we got ATC coming online and we got to talk to them, and it just causes confusion with all the voices. So we'll see if we can get the ATC or the in-flight entertainment up a little bit later when it's not as busy in the airspace. Alright, so we're 31 miles to go to top of descent, or top of climb, sorry. So I think I can ask them in the back if they would kindly bring me something to drink.
Hey, can we get something to drink up here?
Okay.
So just starting to look ahead at our arrival into Copenhagen. Unlike Stavanger, where we took off from, we do have some weather there. It is IMC conditions. Currently a bit of a wind out of the east and light rain falling. It's about 1 degree. But we also have a low ceiling of about 900 feet. So we're going to be dealing with that. Thankfully that's above minimums, so it's not going to be an issue there. But we do have some weather will be descending down through. And we're almost up to top of climb, and we're almost up to Copenhagen air traffic control. So we just got passed by Norwegian Air Shuttle. That's him on the TCAS right there. He's heading up to Stockholm by the looks of it. Oslo. Alright, it's 1,500 feet to go. No, it hasn't beeped me yet. I'm gonna call him once I level. I've been looking. Oh, there he is. Let's make sure I got the right frequency. 136485. 136485. So we'll switch over to him. Copenhagen Control, good evening. Skyways 5556 with you, flight level 370, 13 miles from Rasvi.
Skyways 5556, Copenhagen Control, hello, set squawk 4670.
4670 in the box for Skyways 5556.
And Tom Dead 23 Charlie Tango, you are identified, climb level 350.
I can't see the damn thing, so let's go dim lights. Get the gauges here. So 4, 6, and 70. There we go. Oh, that was hard to see. Those dials are not illuminated.
And Skyways 5556, you are identified.
Alright, we are identified. We're also 70 miles from top of descent, so let's get our weather. I'll do an update. So I'll put it into the chat. We'll go through it. Alright, so here's the MEDAR. Copenhagen is 080 at 10 knots, 9,000 or 10,000 feet visibility. Light rain, overcast at 900. It's 1 degree. Freezing point or the dew point is 0. So that's hence the low cloud. QNH of 1017. We'll get that in, so that is ready. 1017. And tempo is 4,000, so the visibility is going to drop to 4,000 feet shortly. So that's good. But we're cruising along now, and we're in our turn. We're heading towards Tespi, which is the entry point into our arrival. We're about 60 miles from top of descent. So we're going to start going through all that. So descent planning. Descent weather, we have got arrival data. We're going to pop down now. And we're going to be doing a full flaps landing, so we'll go to our index approach. It's going to be a flaps 40 with a reference speed of 130 knots, and that is now in and set. Expecting the ILS going in, so we'll make sure we have that available. Landing altitude, we'll come over and check the airport information for Copenhagen. Airport elevation is 17 feet, so we can set this to 0. Radios, we're up on them. We're gonna go Copenhagen approach, which is the next one, 119805. We'll get that in. Sorry, rushing slightly here because we don't have a lot of time here.
Skyways 5556, you are cleared. Test B3 Alpha arrival, runway 04 left.
Roger, cleared on the Tidvu 3 arrival 04 left for Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556, negative. Test B3 Alpha arrival.
Right, Test B3 Alpha arrival. Got that. All right, so let's get down here to the radio. 119805. 119805
Nordic 12 Echo Copenhagen Control. Hello, you identified. You're cleared. Monarch 3 Alpha arrival, runway 04 left. Descent flight level 9
And 118105 is tower when we get there. Okay, so that is set. So that's landing altitude radios. ILS and the localizer is 1105.
390 and bandway point SB. EC75 Tango Foxtrot Copenhagen.
1105 is the ILS. That is now entered in. We're going to put in the VOR as well, 1125. 1125. 1125.
And EC75 Tango Foxtrot, you are cleared. Test B3 Alpha arrival, runway 04 left.
Cleared Test B3 Alpha.
So that is now in there as well, 112.5. Course is 037. That is set. So the ILS frequency and course is set. Both VORs are up. Engine anti-net recall check for recall is good. MCP is set. We're going to set that to 037 runway heading. We can change if required. Minimums for the Cat 1, which is a
Skyways 556. Correction, Skyways 5556. When ready, descent flight level 130.
Roger, when ready, flight level 130, Skyways 5556. So minimums.
And subject to 3 Charlie Tango, you're cleared. Test B3 Alpha arrival, runway 04 left.
235 feet. We'll get that on the barrel. 235 feet is set. So that's altimeter. Set 1117. We'll just confirm that is still the case. It is still the case. Minimums are set. Missed approach, climb started at 500, left turn 2347, climbing 3,000 feet. We're actually going to dial this to 347, since that will be our missed approach procedures. So we're going to need that on 347, so that is set. So that's all good. Auto brakes are going to be set to 2. Coming up for our top of descent, and we're going to set our initial descent in
Skyways 5556, report speed
130. Current speed is 0.78 for Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556, can you give me decimal 80 for now, and then high speed for now.
We will be serving
Roger, 80 for Skyways 5556.
Our list of complimentary and premium drinks.
Alright, so we're set in there. We're going to come down now and we're going to give our speed to 0.80. We'll execute that. And he's creating a little bit of space between me and Kevin. Speed's coming up. We'll watch that we don't come up to our barber pole. There's 0.79. We should be just below it.
And Skyways 5556. Proceed direct. Airpuk Echo Romeo Papa Uniform Kilo.
Echo Papa Kilo. Let's pop down.
And Nordic 1-2 Echo, proceed direct Baslo, Bravo, Alpha, Sierra, Lima, Oscar.
Airport, there it is.
Direct Pedals. Direct contact us.
Negative. Baslo, I'll just write it in text as well.
And heading direct to Airport for Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556. Thank you.
Alright, there's our descent. We're heading down slightly earlier now, since we've cut off a little bit of the back and forth. We're actually going to be coming into Airport, which is the end of the arrival. And we'll keep that speed at 0.8 for our descent. So a lot of stuff happening here. But this is the joy of working with ATC. It becomes exciting. As you can see, we are a little bit above our descent rate, but we're catching up to our descent profile for the altered change.
And Nordic 1-2 Echo, expedite descent.
So what he's done is he's bringing us in a lot straighter. We don't have all the back and forth on the arrival.
Nordic 1-2 Echo and maximum descent rate.
Yes, again.
I need you to descend as fast as possible.
Okay, I'm trying to get down so fast I can. Descend so fast I can with the contact course.
Alright, so we're still, we're looking good. We're still within our limits. We'll keep the high speed up for a while. We may get vectored. Oh, we're going to get
Nordic
vectored.
1-2 Echo, turn left heading 010 degrees. You will get vectors for the ILS.
Left 0 in the
So we're going to just send us right around to our heading. We're going to be getting vectors. Forgot about that, so we'll just make sure that is on our current heading. We're going to intervene here on the speed. We're going to go up to 280.
Black box 24 X-ray. Contact approach 119.805. Bye bye.
Approach 119.805. Black box 24 X-ray. Bye bye.
Keep that speed up. A lot of traffic inbound.
Approach very correction, Copenhagen control, very good evening, Air Child 650, flight level 240, about to enter your airspace in a while.
About to enter your airspace in a while.
Air Child 6503, Copenhagen control, you identified.
Alright, so we got approach, yeah, it's been a long time, Mikhail, since I've been in here. And I think the last time we didn't have controllers up. So I just want to make sure I've got tower frequency noted. It's 118.105 for tower. 118.105 for tower, and 119.805 for approach. And 119.805 is set. Alright, we're through 30,000 feet. Let's get we're coming down quickly, so we got to give them time to get the cabin ready. So we'll get the seatbelt signs on in the back. Make sure they've got time to do what they have to do.
Control 223, Tango 14,
Subject 23 Charlie Tango, descent flight level 130.
descent flight level 130 from 102 Charlie Tango.
So we're coming in on 04 left. We've got plenty of exit opportunities. Once we hit Alpha 7, Alpha 6, probably Alpha 7.
Skyways 5556, what is your current conversion speed?
Current speed conversion is 280 knots.
Skyways 5556, then on conversion speed 280 knots or greater.
Roger, 280 or greater for Skyways 5556. Well, I've already converted, so we'll stick 280, that's fine. We'll keep that going as we head down. So we're slightly north of course, but that's, again, we're going direct into the final point on the arrival.
Nordic 12 Echo, contact approach 119.805, bye-bye.
It's a shame, didn't even have time to order my Christmas cookies from the staff.
105 Nordic 1 Echo.
Negative. 119.805.
119.805 Nordic 1 Echo.
Alright, so they're, how far out does approach go? So they're halfway on the island. Okay, we're doing good. Just gonna come across the off the main peninsula that goes up. This is the waterways around the island that we're now coming over. Can't really see much outside, and yeah, not even seeing much forward.
Copenhagen Control, Tom Jet 31 Echo.
22,000 feet.
Tom Jet 31 Echo, Copenhagen Control, hello, identified. EC75 Tango Foxtrot, when ready, descend flight level 130.
When ready, level 130, EC75 Tango.
So we're back on profile, which is nice to see.
Copenhagen Control, good evening, NX 27, Juliet Victor, I start level 390.
Engines are spooling up
Channel
now.
27,
Main is
Juliet
at 280.
Victor, Copenhagen Control, set squawk 1373.
Fucking 1373, NX 27, Juliet Victor.
Do a check on these VORs once again. 112.5, 112.5.
That was 5556, contact approach 119.805, bye-bye.
Over to 119.805, Skyways 5556, good day. Alright, so we want to dial 118.
Nordic 12 Echo, turn further left, heading 110.
105. Should have gone the other way. There we go, that is tower. Copenhagen approach, Skyways 5556 with you, descending through flight level 189, 60 miles from Irpa.
Skyways 5556, approach below identified information Mike, expect vector silence 04 left.
Information Mike, expecting vectors 04 left, Skyways 5556.
Level 24 X-ray, descend 2000.
Let's get information Mike, we'll pop over to the approach ATIS.
Nordic 12 Echo, descend 4,000 feet,
information let's approach, Travis, approach 04 left, expect Alpha Stars, visual approach on requesters at level 6,000, 090 at 11 knots, 10,000 feet visibility.
5556, descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80, Skyways 5556.
Nordic 1 to turn further left, heading 080.
Yeah, 080, overcast at 800 feet. So looks like the clouds are starting to come down a little bit.
Skyways 5556, high speed below flight level 100 approved.
Roger, high speed below flight level 100 approved, Skyways 5556. So we'll maintain our 280. Alright, so we've got Mike. That's all making sense. So we'll keep the speed up as we come in. feet. We're heading down to 8,000, which is still above transition. As he said, transition is at 6,000.
Nordic 1 to Echo, turn right, heading 130.
Right, 130 on the right, 130.
There's 347 on the Copenhagen VOR. That's the rough heading we want to come off of, paralleling if we get the missed approach. There's the extended runway center line, and there's our 10 and 4 mile circles that we dialed in on the fixed page. It's 15,000 feet. There's the there's the island starting to come in. It's 40 miles. Just keeping those speeds up.
Nordic 1 to Echo, turn left turn heading 310.
Left 370 on the right, contact go.
It's 14,000 feet.
Nordic 1 to Echo, speed 200.
Speed 200 on the right, contact go.
Nordic 1 to Echo, fly heading 010, descend 2,000 feet.
Come over to our map.
We're
We're heading right into
010
to here, and then we're going to turn in.
010 on the right, contact go.
Blackbird 24 X-ray, descend 1,500 feet, turn left heading 070, clear our left runway 04 left.
Descend 1,500 feet and clear our left 04 left, and please come again with heading, Blackbird 24 X-ray.
Left 070.
Yeah, left 070, Blackbird 24 X-ray.
Nordic 1 to Echo, straight turn, correction, Nordic 1 to Echo, turn
We're
left
just
heading
crossing over
310.
the edge of the island.
370 on the right, contact go.
Oh, we're getting all kinds of can't create these liveries. Oh, a lot of helicopters. Well, there's a few helicopters out and about.
Sorry, contact go, don't reach, I get my heading again.
310.
It's 11,000 feet.
310 on the right, contact go.
Hey, Brian. Busy day? Yeah. It's busy airspace here at Copenhagen.
Skyways 5556, speed 230 knots.
Speed 230 knots, Skyways 5556. Alright, we'll get that speed down. Those engines rolling back. Oh, you're on the island? Ah, cool.
Blackbird 24 X-ray, speed
We have begun our final
180,
descent
126.
to Copenhagen. Flight attendants will be passing
180 until 6, Blackbird 24 X-ray.
Alright, so there's 10,000 feet coming up. We'll get the landing lights on, we'll get the turn off lights on, taxi lights are off, level lights.
Nordic 12
We'll
Echo,
come on, we'll get the
turn
wing
right,
lights
turn heading
on.
070, clear our left, runway 04 left.
Altimeters are still set, 1017. Cabin pressurizing good. Good English there, cabin pressurizing good. We'll ring the back.
Okay, 23 Charlie Tango, approach hello, identified information. Mike, expect vector solid 04 left.
So there's speed coming back, there's 250 knots, we can go flaps 1, speed checked.
Blackbird 24 X-ray, call tower 118, 105, bye-bye.
Tower
And we're going to go right to flaps 5.
Nordic 12 Echo, speed 160 until 4 miles final.
Speed 160 on final.
Until 4 miles final.
There we go, flaps 5, and that should bring our speed down to 230.
Nordic 12 Echo, speed 160 knots until 4 miles final.
160 to
Alright, so we're 32 miles from the airport.
4 miles.
4 miles already.
Yeah, you need to listen out on the frequency. I don't want to repeat myself every time. Skyway 5556, descent flight level 60.
Flight level 60, Skyways 5556.
Skyway 5556, descent flight level 60.
Oop, that didn't come in. Descending flight level 60, Skyways 5556. I gotta get a new cable for this thing. Sometimes it gets loose and it doesn't work. Alright, speed's down to 230. We're descending to 6,000 feet, which is transition.
Approach, good evening, Cairo 606, Airbus 620.
Cairo 606, approach hello, identified information. Mike, expect vector solid runway 04 left.
Expect vector solid 04 left, Cairo 606. We have my contact.
Nordic 12 Echo, broadcaster tower, frequency 118.105, bye-bye.
So we're going to make 105
That guy sounds like he's half asleep.
Skyway 5556, descend 3,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Descending 3,000 feet, 1017, Skyways 5556.
Frontier 23 Charlie Tango, descend flight level 80.
Level 80 from the 23 Tango.
Cairo 606, descend flight level
'Localizers
60.
in.
Alright,
Alright, so we're going to come over here and I'm going to go vertical speed and we're going to get ourselves down.
Ilal 1305 up.
Not screwing around anymore. Right, so now of course the frequency or check speed, we're within limits. We're not going to need our speed brake anymore, so we will arm the speed brake. Approach mode coming up. We have, oh, there's glide slope and localizer is indicating. 22 miles out.
Skyways 5556, speed 200.
Speed 200, Skyways 5556.
LL 119 or 8, LL 1305, sorry. Hello.
Eli 1305, identified passing 5,000 feet, correction 4,800 feet, climb flight level 190.
Identify climbing 800 feet, climb 190. LL 1305.
So 210, we can go to flaps 10. Trying to slow this thing down.
Eli 1305, call Sweden 127755, bye bye.
It's 1,500 feet to go.
1275, bye bye.
speed coming back. Very slowly.
Okay, 606, descend 3,000 feet, QNH 1017.
1,000 to go.
3,000 feet, QNH 1017.
It's 220.
Copenhagen approach, easy 75 Tango Foxtrot, west gear descending, flight level 130, passing 200 on the...
See the clouds there we're getting into.
Arrival.
Easy 75 Tango Foxtrot, approach hello, identified information, Mike, expect vector silence runway 04 left.
210.
Information, Mike on board, expect vector 04 left, easy 75 Tango Foxtrot.
Altitude hold.
Copenhagen approach, very good evening, Air Child 6503-8 with information, Mike, flight level 90.
Air Child 6503, approach hello, identified information, Mike, expect vector silence runway 04 left.
Vectors for ILS 04 left.
Airport's out there somewhere under the clouds.
Copenhagen approach, good evening sir, Finnair 612, KMAX 5 Alpha, departure passing 2,000.
We're going to come out over the water, pick up the ILS.
612, approach hello, identify, climb on respect to flight level 190.
Unrespected to
16 miles out. Copenhagen is identified 037 degrees. LNAV, VNAV is set. Minimums are good. Approach data is set.
Skyway 5556, descend 2,000 feet, turn left heading 090, clear ILS runway 04 left.
Descend 2,000 feet, heading 090 and cleared ILS 04 left. Skyways 5556.
Skyway 5556, speed 180 knots until 6 miles final.
And speed 180 till 6 miles final. Skyways 5556.
Echo 606, turn left heading 290.
Left 290, Skyways 6.
Echo 6503, descend flight level.
Hey Jayhawk.
Descent level 60, Air Child 6593.
Alright, 090. We're now inbound for the intercept for 04, 2,500 feet. Glide slope is showing, localizer is showing.
Whiskey, Mike.
Wings level, 2,500 feet to go, speed coming down.
Feet,
Platform Whiskey Mike, approach hello, identified information Mike, expect vector silence runway 04 left, Castro QNH 1017.
Sending to 2,000 for the intercept.
Information Mike and runway 04 left, a lot for Whiskey Mike.
Finnair 612, course Sweden 127.755.
There's more clouds. Alright, got a couple aircraft off to my left.
Finnair 612, course Sweden 127.755.
Got one guy, no flight plan.
Finnair 612.
Another guy, he's up high.
23 Charlie Tango, send flight level 60.
Right, so we are 180. 2,000 feet.
Echo 606, 2,000, speed 220.
5 miles.
And Echo 606, actually speed 200.
VOR localizer and glide slope are armed.
Able, speed 200, Say again?
We are able for speed 200, Air Carrier 606.
Yeah, speed 200. Air Child 6503, direct Dopim, descend 3000, QNH 1017.
Direct OPEM and descent 3,000 feet on QNH 1017. Air Child
clouds again.
6503.
Echo 606, speed 180.
Speed 180, Air Carrier 606.
Air Child 6503, speed 210.
Speed 210, Air Child 6503.
It's 9 miles. And we're going to have a landing speed of 135.
Air Child 6503, confirm left turn direct open.
Yeah, it was just a bit too much workload, but just turning it in this moment.
Thank you.
Eight miles. I'll give him a double ding. Okay, localizer capture. Maintaining 180 till 6 miles or 7.5 miles. And nothing but cloud.
Cairo 606, turn right, heading 010, clear dial runway 04 left.
Roger, right 010, clear dial left 04 left, Cairo 606.
Skyways 5556, call Castle Tower, frequency 118.105, bye-bye.
118.105, Skyways 5556, today. Quadrant Tower, Skyways 5556 with you, ILS 04 left, 6 miles.
Skyways 5556, Tower, good evening. Wind 090 degrees to 11 knots, runway 04 left, clear to land.
04 left, clear to land, Skyways 5556. Steer down.
And Skyways 5556, traffic information, light VFR traffic, right-hand traffic circuit, runway 04 right, not a factor.
Roger, copy remarks. Skyways 5556. Alright, there's 160, we'll go next level flaps, 25. Speed confirmed down to 135, there's below 160, flaps 30. And 150, flaps full. Flaps full, or gear down, flaps full. Speed brakes armed, auto brakes set, lights are on, cabin notified. Runway clear, recall checked. 1,000 feet, we are stable. There's the VFR traffic ahead of not a factor.
Cairo 606, Tower, good evening. Number 2, continue approach, wind check 090 degrees to 11 knots.
2.5 miles.
Roger, continue approach runway for left number 2, Cairo 606.
And we're going to aim for
Oscar Sierra Bravo, go ahead.
Alpha 7.
We would like to do a low pass, runway 30 and then land on Honeycomb.
Oscar Sierra Bravo, roger. There are some
500
inbound,
feet.
so
I have
you
control.
would either have to hold for a while south of the airport, or you can do a low pass runway 04 right for now.
We'll continue the circuit to low pass 04 right, Oscar Sierra Bravo.
300. Approaching minimums.
Winds out of the right.
So Oscar Sierra Bravo.
Continue.
Roger that.
A little hesitation there.
100.
Let's get her down.
50. 30. 20. 10.
I think I was getting hesitations as I was loading in the custom airport. There's Alpha 7, we're too fast. Some manual brakes, 70 knots. We're going to get off at Alpha 6.
And Tower Oscar Bravo would like to convert that to full stop 04 right.
Oscar Sierra Bravo, roger. Wind 090 degrees to 11 knots, runway 04 right, clear to land.
04 right, clear to land, Oscar Sierra Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Copenhagen. The local time is
Air Cairo 606, runway 04 left, clear to land, wind 090 degrees to 11 knots.
Clear to land, 04 left, Cairo 606.
Come to a complete stop, and the seatbelt sign is
Oscar Sierra Bravo, traffic information, Air Cairo Airbus A320, final runway 04 left, caution wake turbulence.
We hit the traffic 12 o'clock, thank you Oscar Sierra Bravo.
That.
Skyways 5556, taxi, stand Delta 4 via Alpha Delta Yankee and Romeo cross runway 12.
Alpha Delta Yankee Romeo crossing runway 12 to gate Delta 4, Skyways 5556. Let's make sure. Oh, never turn those on. That's all good. Get the APU going, and we are good for taxi. All right. So where's Delta 4? Let's find out where that is. Delta 4 is okay. That's over there. Let's see. If it will give me. Oh, it will give me. Haha. Delta 4.
606 taxi stand Alpha 17 via Alpha and Yankee cross runway 12.
All right. So
we are Alpha 17 via Alpha and Yankee. So
we're going to follow Alpha up.
Confirm cross runway 12.
Alpha Delta, okay.
Thank you.
Alright, so we got traffic behind us. It's very good. Kevin's on his way in. Should be landing shortly. A little bit of hesitations here.
Bravo vacated to the right.
Oscar Sierra Bravo, Roger, taxi, General Aviation. Terminal via November 2.
So we're going to pass a bunch of Alphas here on the right, and then we'll see Delta.
Thank you for
this is a custom airport, so it should look nice when we get there. Alpha,
okay,
Delta,
stations, tower is closing now, so monitor Honeycomb on 122.8.
Thanks for the ATC tonight.
Good night, bye.
And 122.8. Should actually still be under approach, but hey, that's fine. He's giving us our clearance. So let's try to get back on the center line here, dude. Alright, these are the Alphas. Should be a split coming up. And we're going to veer slightly to the right and then cross Charlie. This is Alpha 1. And here is Delta. Some hesitations here. Interesting. Coming on Delta. We're going to cross over on One, 2 at Delta. So it's going to be the second right. First one is going to be Zulu. Yeah, there's the sign there, Zulu. going to take Yankee. Take Yankee down to the first left, which is Romeo. Definitely getting those sorry, it's Bravo and then it turns into Romeo. Follow this around to our EasyJet just popped in. This is Whiskey 1. We're down there in that corner at Delta 4, the last of the jetways there. Although I don't think they're jetways, I think that you've got to get off and walk up the stairs. Delta 1, Delta 2, Delta 3, and Delta 4. I didn't have my taxi light on? Oh, I didn't have my taxi light on. Interesting. Anyway, let's get into the parking here. So overshot slightly as I was looking up top. Nah, it looks like you gotta walk. So we'll be doing stairs on this one.
Copenhagen traffic, EZ75, Tango Foxtrot and 9 mile final, 04 left.
And there we are. Ooh, that was rather jolting stop. Okay. Parking brake is on. Let's get down here. Get to our FS actions, ground services. We get chocks in. Request the ground power. Ground power is on. So popping back downstairs, engines can come off. Anti-collision light will go off, wing lights are off. Stay on. Logo light can stay on as well. Ground equipment is coming in. Fuel pumps are coming in. Isolation valve is open. Flight directors are now off. And we can begin our D-board.
The boarding requested.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Copenhagen. Looks like this airport sucks frames a little bit. Unfortunately, it's a interesting way of doing that. But whatever works for you, Sim, whatever works. I'll just leave it here. We should see Kevin coming in shortly. I think he's down and taxiing, and yeah, that's not going to work. We'll just ignore that. I'm at Delta 4, Kevin. Delta 4. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, everybody. Thanks for following along. We are continuing on, like I mentioned, on Friday with Leg 5 on our Christmas series. Thanks for watching, everybody. Kevin, thanks for coming along on flight, and we will see you all on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.